So a couple of weeks ago, we got the official confirmed designs and names for the starters for Sun and Moon. We have Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio, and a lot of us were really curious as to how their evolutions were going to look, and one of my friends recently sent me the designs for their evolutions in the final form, not the secondary stage. And I saw a couple other conceptual, possibly fan art made versions of their final evolutions that were very circus-like. For example, the Litten evolution had a ring of fire going through it. Poplio looked really dorky with a big, red ball on his nose. So these, my friend had just sent me. They're on the side over here on the left. And I happen to at least like these a little bit more than what we were originally given. The only one of the three starters that I even like at all was Litten, but my like for Litten was already very minute. I just think that Game Freak and Nintendo and the Pokemon Corporation could have done a little bit more work for these designs, but I at least want to share possible designs for these starters. I'm not 100% positive if these evolutions are confirmed or not. However, I do like them a lot in terms of just what I figured these starters, which I don't really like, would look. So I guess I like it in the sense that I'm correct, because in my video talking about what I thought the starters would look like, I said I think Poplio will become very slender, very serpentine-like, and I figured that Litten will become very beast-like, kind of Entei or Riku and I'm sort of right in that design. Rowlet is the only one that I just didn't care for. I thought Rowlet looked the dorkiest out of the three starters, and I think having him being a flying type, he kind of looks like a Noctowl. I don't know, I'm just not a big fan. So whether these official evolutions over here on the right are confirmed or not, I can't say. But what I can say is that I like these designs a little bit more than what we were given, and I just want to talk about them really quick. So let's look at the Rowlet evolution. So, like I said, he kind of looks like a Noctowl, and he is a grass and flying type, and it kind of looks like a very big hawk or eagle. I guess the one upside about having Rowlet be your starter is you can use fly without having to get another flying Pokemon, but that was also a great advantage, was having Charizard or Charmander be your starter, because, Charizard can learn fly. So I don't have that much to say about Rowlet's upgraded evolution. I'm actually really curious to what its name will be. I mean, it looks like a basic bird. I mean, its horns are trees, and it has like a green trim around it, but Rowlet had a little green bow tie on it, which we can see. I don't know, I just think that the Rowlet design, if this is how it will look, is honestly the weakest. I think the strongest looking one is Poplio's design, because I just kind of like how that one looks the most out of all of them. So the Litten Fire evolution, you can see below me I have the full image where I didn't crop them up, where I didn't have them side by side to their corresponding evolution. I'm not 100% sure of what the Japanese kanji is saying for these Pokemon's signs or elements. For example, I do know that Rowlet's evolution is grass and flying, but that's because it literally matches the Rowlet color scheme above it. So with Poplio, it looks like it's water, and I'm not sure what that orange would represent, but I do know with Litten that's fire and ground. So it looks like we're going to get a fire-ground starter combination, which means that this Pokemon will have a double weakness to water, should it be ground and fire, but it will be able to learn moves like Earthquake, which will be kind of cool. So like I said, I think that the Litten evolution looks like Entei and a bit of Riku. I'm really glad that it doesn't have like a ring of fire going around it. I think that would have made it look really annoying if that was like a constant thing. One thing I liked about Typhlosion's evolution was, obviously on the design of Typhlosion, the fire was always up above it, but it could at least be retracted in the anime. So I did like that idea. So I think Litten is probably the second best. I mean, literally in order of the way I like it, it goes Rowlet, Litten, Poplio's evolutions. I think that those are the coolest looking ones. Uh, Actually, if I'm looking at it correctly, it looks like it has a couple flaming balls around it. Actually, no, I think on that's actually a pattern. It's like a tattoo. It has like a flaming tattoo on its side and on its fur. It looks like a saber-tooth tiger. It looks really aggressive, and I think it'll actually be pretty tough to beat in battle. I'm guessing it's going to have probably the higher stats. I guess one thing I also should mention is Litten or Rowlet's evolution being grass and flying will have like a funny disadvantage slash no advantage against lightning types because grass is strong against uh, lightning, but flying is weak. So at least you can use lightning. Using lightning against Rowlet's evolution or Rowlet overall would be relatively ineffective. But that's just a gaming tip that you guys obviously don't have to take. So let's go on to Poplio's evolution. And I think Poplio's evolution actually probably looks the best out of all of them, just in the sense that it's no longer a dork. I mean, Litten at least looked like it would be aggressive. Rowlet just looked goofy. Poplio looked like a dork. Like, we didn't know what's going to be happening with it. So if this evolution is confirmed, which I hope that this is it, he looks pretty aggressive. He looks very Serpentine-like. He looks kind of menacing, kind of like a cross between a Dugong and a Swampert, I would say, or a Marshtomp. I like it. I do think it's aggressive looking. I think it's going to have like a really cool way to do Hydro Pump should we see this animated at some point. And I like how, in the bottom image below, how you can see it has like, huge fins and like a really nice long tail. I think that looks really cool. So it probably be a very aggressive swimmer, obviously. And I would guess its surf ability would be able to inflict a good chunk of damage, provided it's up against the proper type. So these are the So over here, we have our possible confirmed evolutions for our starters. I'm curious to see what you guys think about them or not. When we get true confirmation, I'll talk about that later. I definitely am going to be covering Sun and Moon as much as I can on this channel because I do want to talk about Pokemon. I'm going to try to do like a top 10 list for Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn as soon as I can because those are my favorite regions and also my favorite games. And also I want to talk about X and Y and the EV evolutions at some point as well too. So thank you so much for tuning into this quick video in regards to possible evolutions to the starters. I'm curious to see what you guys think about them. Which game of Sun and Moon will you be getting? And make sure to share your thoughts about them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk later. Bye.